Osceola deputies have arrested 22-year-old Brianna Alvelo and booked her into the county jail. They say she and a man broke into the Riviera Motel in Kissimmee this past Sunday and attacked a person in one of the rooms, all because Alvelo didn't get a big enough pizza delivery tip. Deputies say they found a victim with several stab wounds. First responders rushed the victim to the hospital.
Hey. Bunge, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BAV. This is Bunge Audio Visual. Yeah, so welcome back, and today we are going to talk about an incident that highlights the dangerous consequences of letting anger and emotions control your actions. So you've seen the videos, and it's a story that left many shocked and heartbroken, and it's a reminder of why we need to learn to control our emotions, especially when faced with frustration or disappointment. So the story I'm going to talk about is the one that you've watched. It's about a pizza delivery worker in Florida whose anger over a $2 tip led to something much worse than she could have ever imagined. So straight to the point. So the incident took place at Kissimmee, that's in Florida, at a Riviera Motel. So it involves a lady called Brianna Alvelo, a 22-year-old pizza delivery worker, who became upset over a $2 tip she received after delivering pizza order. Then the customer had given her, so allegedly the customer had given her $50 for a $33 order, but she didn't have the change to tip more. So instead of handling the situation calmly, Alvelo, driven by anger, returned to the motel with an accomplice, and the results were very, very devastating. As you've seen, amekuwa able to arrested up because she went back to the customer's place and actually stabbed her. I think, was it 14 times? Yeah. So she attacked the pregnant woman and the pregnant woman who had ordered the pizza. That is 14 times. Mark you, this was supposed to be a celebration, a birthday with her boyfriend and their 5-year-old daughter. But instead, the victim found herself fighting for her life while trying to shield her daughter from the attack. So the victim allegedly was struck in the back, and thankfully she survived, though her injuries were severe. So the emotional and physical scars, though, will likely, what should I say? To me, they seem to last for a lifetime, because stab wounds don't completely heal. No matter how hard you try to stitch them, no matter how perfect you try to stitch them, they are actually not going to heal completely. So I want to discuss about the consequences of anger. You know, some people, like most of us who injured, nakwanga very, very short tempered, or should I call it temperamental? Unatoka from 0 to 100 in a span of 0.2 seconds. The hell is wrong with you? So now this situation of the lady by the name Alvelo is actually a situation that begs the question: what is the real cost of letting emotions take over? Because Alvelo's reaction to a $2 tip led to attempted murder charges, home invasion with a firearm, assault and kidnapping. So the emotional impulse of lash out has not only cost her freedom, but has also shattered the life of an innocent woman who was just trying to enjoy her day. No. So what's truly heartbreaking is that this could have been avoided with a few simple steps, just by recognizing that frustration is a natural part of her life, that our reactions can have life-altering consequences. Normally, you usually find yourself in very, very dire situations, or other situations of so much pressure, to the point that you reach your breaking point. But instead of returning to the scene of anger, or rather to the point of anger, or instead of doing something foolish, you can just take some time and, number one, walk away from the pressure, from the scene of discomfort. Go and just sit down somewhere else, kufanya those evil acts, so that ideas of vengeance don't come into your mind. Because Alvelo could have made the choice to just let it go, to breathe and to move on. In moments like this, we must ask ourselves, is this worth the emotional investment? Because the outcome here was certainly not worth it. It was certainly not worth it. So we should learn to control our emotions. And this is a wake-up call for all of us. Anger, frustration, disappointments are emotions we all experience. But when we let them control our actions, the results can be far more destructive than you ever intended. And it's so important to take a step back when you feel our emotions are rising and think about the consequences of our actions. Otherwise, you're going to pay for them dearly. And you also need to know that learning to control our emotions is a life skill, not just for our mental being, not just for our mental well-being, but for our relationships, our safety, and our future. Because the moment you fuck up your fellow human being, you're going to face the arm of the government. You're going to face the law. You're going to be convicted by the judicial system for committing a crime or a felon or what. I don't know. I don't care what it is. But as long as you're going to allow emotions to control you in circumstances of extreme pressure or confrontation, or I don't know what to call them, you are going to face the law. That one, there is no way about. There is you cannot wake up. You cannot run away from that. I understand it's okay to feel angry, but it's not okay to act impulsively on those feelings. That's what I'm talking about. Anger and frustration, if not properly managed, can cost us more than it's worth. So the next time you're in a situation that stirs up negative emotions, whether it's at work, at home, or out in a public place, you need to take a moment, relax, step away if you need to, and choose a response that will help you stay calm and collected instead of acting like a mad bull. Because every emotional decision has a consequence. That one, whether you like it or not, it must have a consequence. It must have a consequence. And it's up to you to decide if the consequence is worth it or not. If it's worth it, then go do it. If it isn't worth it, then make the right decision. Stay calm and walk away from that place. We should always remind ourselves that we are in control, and it's not always easy, but it's always worth it to walk away. Yeah. So that's it for today. If in case you've got we've got some ideas to share, we've got the comment section up chini. Go take a look at it. Yeah, I'll simply end by saying thank you for joining me today, and let's continue to work on being more mindful on how we respond to the world around us. Because when you control our emotions, we avoid making decisions we may regret for the rest of our lives. So you need to stay safe, you need to take care, and remember that take a breath before you act on something.